The Nexus 12 arena was like a living organism, a pulsating entity that vibrated with the energy of its spectators. A deep hum reverberated in the walls, and the floor, a stark metallic gray, stretched across the arena like a vast battleground, capable of transforming into any kind of combat environment in seconds. The arena was packed. Every seat was filled, every eye trained on the center of the arena where the legendary Draxar stood, massive and imposing. His towering 8-foot frame and thick armored skin made him look like a mountain of muscle, ready to crush anything in his path. He was the perfect embodiment of a warrior, a creature bred for battle. Vera Neal stood in the control booth, overseeing everything. Her fingers danced across her datapad as the betting pools lit up. Her job was simple: keep things running smoothly. But as Draxar cracked his knuckles, taunting the audience with his unstoppable presence, something shifted. She felt the familiar, unsettling sensation in her gut. "Place your bets," she muttered, her voice drowned out by the roar of the crowd. All eyes on Draxar. Once again. As the noise built, Draxar's mocking voice filled the arena. "Who among you dares to face me?" His voice echoed, amplified, and his laughter vibrated through the stadium. "I've crushed worlds and warriors alike. Come, show me who is foolish enough to challenge the Terrible." The roar of the crowd surged, with several brave souls laughing and jeering. This was just another day in the arena, another display of violence. And then it happened. Tara Cain stepped into the spotlight. She walked slowly, unassumingly, with no weapons, no armor, just her black training fatigues and a determined look in her eyes. The crowd fell silent for a heartbeat before an uproar of confusion began. "What's this?" Vera whispered under her breath, her eyes narrowing as the woman made her way across the arena floor. "She's human," Kelvin, her Regalian assistant, muttered, his multiple eyes wide with disbelief. A hush spread across the arena. Humans were new to the galactic stage, barely out of their home system, their physical prowess considered laughable by most standards. Tara Cain was no different from any other human, small, fragile, and outmatched. But something about her presence, something calm and focused, made Vera uneasy. Tara's movements were quiet, but purposeful. As she made her way to the center of the arena, the silence in the stadium deepened as she stopped directly in front of Draxar. The Synthalian chuckled, but there was something mocking in his tone. "So, a human wishes to die here today. Step forward, little one, and entertain us all." "I accept your challenge," Tara said in a calm, steady voice, her eyes fixed on Draxar's. Draxar's 4 eyes narrowed. "You really don't know what you're getting yourself into, do you?" "I will tear you apart." Tara just nodded. "Let's find out." The referee, a Kaldorian with cybernetic enhancements to survive this level of brutality, raised his hand to signal the start. The energy shields around the arena buzzed with life, and the floor transformed into an obstacle-free combat surface. Draxar wasted no time. He lunged at Tara with a terrifying speed, the ground shaking under his weight. His fist swung like a hammer toward her head, aiming to crush her in one blow. Tara's reflexes kicked in instantly. She sidestepped, a hair's breadth away from his clawed hand, and spun around his hulking frame with a grace that belied her small stature. The crowd gasped in unison. Draxar's eyes flared with disbelief. "She's fast," he thought. Tara wasn't interested in getting into a slugfest. She knew she was outmatched in terms of pure strength. But she had something Draxar didn't: speed, agility, and strategy. With her every movement, she flowed like water, dodging his strikes and getting closer with each pass. He tried to land heavy blows, but she was already gone before he could even retract his arms. The more frustrated Draxar became, the sloppier his attacks got. Tara used that to her advantage, staying on the move and landing quick, stinging jabs to his ribs whenever she had an opening. "Come on," Draxar roared, frustration bleeding into his voice. "Fight me, you coward." Tara smiled faintly, her voice barely audible as she whispered to herself, "I'm not fighting you, Draxar. I'm tiring you out." The crowd began to murmur. Something was happening. The Zinthalian was a force of nature, but Tara was dodging every attack, making him look like a fool. Draxar's pride was starting to crack. He hadn't laid a finger on her, and the more he swung, the more he seemed to stumble. His rage bubbled to the surface, and with a furious roar, he charged at her again, determined to finish this once and for all. Tara's eyes flashed as she dropped into a crouch, weaving under his wild assault. A single quick strike to his exposed side made Draxar stagger, but she didn't stop. Tara was relentless. Her attacks were precise, each one targeting his weak points, each movement designed to wear him down. The audience, who had initially bet against her at astronomical odds, was now watching in stunned silence. They had never seen anyone stand up to Draxar like this. The betting odds, once 500.1 against her, were now down to 5-1. Draxar's attacks grew more desperate. With each failed strike, his anger intensified. But that only worked to his disadvantage. Tara ducked, dodged, and countered with surgical precision. Every time Draxar overextended himself, she was there, landing another quick blow. The arena was electric with excitement. No one could believe what they were seeing. Exhausted and enraged, Draxar pulled out all the stops. He went berserk, attacking with wild abandon, his claws swinging in all directions. Tara had to move faster than ever before. The crowd could feel the tension in the air. This was the moment that would decide it all. But then, Tara saw her opening. Draxar's furious assault had left him wide open. With one swift movement, she closed the distance between them. She ducked under a flailing punch and struck at the back of his knee with all her might. Draxar let out a roar of pain, his legs buckling beneath him. Tara wasn't done. With a smooth motion, she twisted his arm behind his back, leveraging her body against his. And then, before Draxar could even react, she delivered a devastating knee to his solar plexus. He gasped, the air knocked out of him. His pride, once unshakable, was now broken. And in that moment, he realized something that had never occurred to him before. He might actually lose. Draxar tried to stand, his breathing labored. His massive form swayed on unsteady legs. Tara stood tall, waiting. She didn't rush him. She didn't taunt him. She just waited, patient, calm. In his weakened state, Draxar launched one last attack. A desperate strike meant to finish her off. But Tara was ready. She stepped aside, grabbed his massive arm mid-swing, and used his own momentum to flip him over her shoulder. Draxar crashed to the ground with a deafening thud. The impact was so forceful it shook the arena. Tara stood above him, her fists raised, her breathing steady. The referee stepped forward, his hand raised to signal the knockout. The crowd was in shock. Tara had done the unthinkable. The undefeated, terrifying Draxar was defeated by a human. Draxar lay unconscious on the floor of the arena, his massive body still. The medical team rushed to his side, but Tara didn't look back. She wasn't there to gloat. She had done what she came to do. As she walked out of the arena, the crowd roared, half in disbelief, half in admiration. Vera stood at her booth, watching in stunned silence as Tara collected her winnings from the betting pool. "You," Vera muttered under her breath. "You were right." As the crowd's noise swelled, Tara's voice echoed softly in her head, a single thought ringing louder than the cheers around her. "Never underestimate a human.